How's it going, guys? Pokemate Lockie here. Hope everyone's doing well and having a great day. In today's video, we have a series of cards I'll be sending off for grading. And then in this video, we'll take a look at each of the cards and you can practice getting into the Pokemon grading mindset. So to begin, just for an FYI, I've chosen to grade these cards with CGA, or Cards Grading Australia, for a series of reasons. And just so you can get a general idea of what those slabs look like, here's a Japanese Venusaur and Celebi CGA 9.5. I'll compare it to a more recognisable PSA slab. Now, for the reason I've decided to go with CGA is pretty simple. The cost and pricing of PSA, CGC and Beckett I think is ridiculous relative to the service they provide at the moment. $50 US for 45-day turnaround for PSA cards at the moment just isn't worth the trouble or the expense for a lot of the modern cards in the TCG, or for a collector like me that doesn't have a super valuable collection as yet. And because I'll be doing an upcoming video with these cards when they return, where I crack a few of the slabs open and send them off to a different company for grading to see how consistent grading it is, I really just wanted to get them done quickly, and CGA was the easiest option. Now on to what I'm getting graded, and it's a real mixed bag here to start. We have the Charizard V from Brilliant Stars. Now as you can see, this has some really solid centering both front and back. No obvious scratches or edge wear, and I'm aiming for about a 9 on this one. Next up, we have this fantastic Japanese Machamp V from the recent set, Time Gazer. Now, if you watched my previous video, you'll know that Machamp is an absolute favourite of mine, and I wanted to use this card as an example to compare with the different grading services. So now, as you can see, the centering is pretty solid. There is a minor dot in the top left-hand corner of the card at the back, which will probably deduct from our chances at a 10. So I'm hoping for about an 8 or above on this one. Following up, we have another Machamp. This is a much older set, a Machamp holographic from the 2004 English set, Hidden Legends. Now, as you'll know from my first video, if you've seen it, Hidden Legends is the first set of cards I ever owned. And this card holds a real sentimental place in my heart. There is a lot of left thickness on both sides of the card at the back, so centering isn't great, but there isn't any edge wear or particularly visible scratches, so I'm hoping for an 8 or 9 on this one. Next up is Origin Form Dialga V-Star from Time Gazer. This is a fabulous card and a low graded pop because it's so modern. I'd love to protect this card, and so I've opted to grade it now. Much like most Japanese cards, the centering is pretty good and there's no visible edge wear. However, there is a dot on the top left hand corner at the back, so unfortunately I'm thinking 8.5 to 9 for this one. Umbreon. There's a fantastic Umbreon VMAX Rainbow Rare from Evolving Skies. I'm a real sucker for the Evolving Skies set. Umbreon is my favourite evolution. The centering is a little left heavy on the front, definitely more so on the back. There is a slight dot on the right hand side, but overall it's a pretty good, maybe beautiful card. Hoping for an 8 on that one. Another Evolving Skies Rainbow Rare here. We have the Rayquaza VMAX. Now centering on this one seems very even, and the rainbow shines fantastically. No edge wear, and we have fairly nice corners. The back centering is pretty good, within what I would say are definitely boundaries for a good mark. I'm hoping for a 9, maybe this could be our shot at a 10. Following one of the most modern sets, we actually jump all the way back to 1999 here, with Sabrina's Alakazam in Japanese. You'll likely recognise this artwork from the English Gym Challenge set, with this card being from its Japanese counterpart, Challenge from the Darkness. This one is a little off-centre, but a fantastic piece of holo, with that electricity between Alakazam's arms. Unfortunately, there is some edge wear on the back right-hand side of the card. However, it appears to be in fairly great condition, so I'm hoping for a 7 or an 8 on this one. Another one from the same set, we have Giovanni's Gyarados, with a fantastic swirl in the top left of the holographic. The centering on this one is fantastic, and besides the small dots in the bottom left of the card, at the back there, I am hopeful for about an 8. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments or suspected grades. If you think I'm way off, let me know. I'd love to hear from the community. Next, we have a fantastic trio. We'll start with Mega Blastoise EX from the 2016 Japanese starter deck. I absolutely love this artwork, and I'm really hopeful with this one, with the conditions beside a slight piece of edge on the top left of the corner. I'm hoping for an 8. Following up, we have the Venusaur with a small dot on the top right of the back of the card. And finally, Mega Charizard. I absolutely love this Mega Charizard artwork, and regardless of the grade, I'm just grateful I get to have these great cards in my collection. For one milestone year of the 20th anniversary to the 25th anniversary, we now move into the Gold Star Umbreon from 2021 celebrations. Originally, this card was taken from Pop Series 5, as you can see from the set symbol located in the bottom right hand corner of the card. Pop Series, for those that don't know, were small booster packs given to individuals who participated in Pop events, Pop being Pokemon Organized Play. Specifically, this series was 2007. Definitely one of the chase cards for celebrations, and I'm sure it was for the Pop series, with these cards numbering up in the thousands in graded format now. I'm really hoping for a 9 on this one, with a little thickness on the back right. Continuing the theme of celebrations here, we have the Gold Mew, 25 of 25 in the collection. The centering, corners and hollow on this one are great. However, it is, all holographic, so it is prone to scratching. Doesn't appear to have any at the moment. A small dot in the bottom right corner is the only blemish on the back of this card, and a real hopeful for a decent grade. I'm thinking 8.5 on this one. Next up is the base set reprint Blastoise, Venusaur and Charizard. Blastoise is in great nick, and I'm really hopeful for a 9 and above on this one. Much the same with Venusaur, I can't help but appreciate the new holofoil and what it adds to the classic artwork. Now for the Charizard. Arita's artwork is just really complemented by this new holofoil, I think. It gives it a new pop to the classic beloved artwork and just shows how timeless of an image it is. In regards to card centering and border thickness, it's pretty off on this one, especially at the bottom. It's not so bad on the back, but definitely not likely a 10. I'm hopeful for a good result, but would be happy with a 7 or 8 on this one. It's just fantastic to have these cards in the collection, especially with the rapidly increasing cost of base set cards these days, making it harder and harder for people to be able to afford them. Now onto something more modern. We have Zinnia's Rayquaza, which is a VMAX Character Secret Rare from the Japanese VMAX Climax Premium Booster Packs. This card is just stunning. I absolutely love the artwork. The centering, corners and art are all in top nick. Looking at the back, I really am hopeful based on the quality of this one for a 10. For our next trio of cards, we have a fantastic set from the Neo Genesis Premium file we recently opened up on the channel. If you've watched that video, you'll be familiar with these ones, starting with Feraligatr, with a wonderful swirl in the top left. Centering is good, the hollow is exquisite, and the centering at back is a little bit heavy to the left, but it's in this current state. I'm hoping for a 9, maybe even 9.5 if we're lucky. Next, in the second gen trio, Typhlosion. Again, another swirl in the top left. These vintage Japanese cards, mate, are gorgeous. A bit of poor centering with thickness on the left at the back here, but another example of hopefully an 8 or 9 type card for my collection. Finally, we get to the underappreciated but still fantastic grass starter, Meganium. This is a beautiful card. A little thick on the right for centering, and border thickness again, which seems to be a common theme for this print, seems a little thick on the left. But this is still a great example of this card, and I'm hopeful for about an 8, I'd say. I'm just grateful to have such great pieces of Pokemon history in my collection. Finally, the big banger for this grading submission, the Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates. When I pulled this card from the pack, I knew that Pokemon fever had hit me again, and it was greatly responsible for me getting into collecting and ultimately starting this channel. I'll admit the centering on this one isn't great. The holo looks good, and there aren't any scratches. The centering on the back isn't optimal, I will admit, that's for sure, with thickness on the top and the right hand side, as well as a small dot. Personally, I don't know what it'll get, maybe a 7, maybe an 8 if I'm lucky, but honestly, the sentimental value of this card really makes it worthwhile to me, to have it encased and permanently look at $1 million in a slab. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, I've still got the Gold Charizard giveaway going on. Check out my Instagram, details below in the description. So guys, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, I'd love it if you could subscribe, or if you liked the content, give it a like. If you didn't like it, sucks to be you, but I enjoyed making it. So guys, I'm hoping to put out some more content in the next 3 or 4 days. I hope you look forward to watching those. Thanks for watching, and remember, at the end of the day, be a Pokemate. Cheers, Lockie.